All right. We're back. Funky Fresh Coffee Club once again. A little later start, I think, this morning than originally intended, but Cabo's here, DT's here, Cody the coffee guy's in the house. What are we drinking on, ladies
Good
and gentlemen?
morning.
We need
Yeah.
a jingle. We need a jingle for like.
When I got on, Cody had been sitting here frustrated with us being so late.
I heard it.
He had something playing. I thought it was our new
Jeopardy or
soundtrack that he
something.
had
I don't
created. So
know.
yeah.
We need a
So
jingle.
yeah. Who's all right, Cody? I guess AI Cody is in charge of the AI jingle that we're gonna come up
Getting
with.
a jingle. All right.
Cody
Yep.
the jingle guy.
Cabo, it looks you or not Cabo, DT, you look a little cozy right now. Are we a little chilly in the Northeast?
We're getting there,
fall?
but I did just work out and I got pretty sweaty and I did not have time to change. So I'm colder than I normally would be, but it's not that cold here yet. It's getting there though.
Did you work out in Wild Freedom?
I worked out at One Nation.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Cheated on my affiliate.
How'd it go?
It was good. 8 minutes. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Keep going. Power cleans and box jump overs.
Ooh.
Oh, I
all
like
right.
that. I like
Yeah, it was a
Yeah.
good one. Build up to a heavy triple prior, and then 3, 2, 1, go.
Do it. I love it. What are you drinking on there?
Ash, what does that say? Donche? Don. Do you mind throwing me that bag of coffee? My assistant has just
Your
assisted
assistant,
me.
I was gonna say, yeah, your assistant that made your coffee this morning is gonna let you know what you're drinking.
Okay,
Of
so
course
I
it's-
know I said I was going to move on from black and white. I didn't because we ran out and I was stressed out and I couldn't decide what I wanted from PERC or Sir or any of those others. So I went with a really fruity future, Todd. I thought about you. It has strawberry notes in it, which is not normally my
Ooh.
tipple, but it was good. This one, though, is Donche anaerobic honey, white flowers, tangerine, peach, wildflower honey. The origin is Gadeb from Ethiopia, and it's on the very light side and also a cleaner side in the clean, funky range. I have an espresso because I didn't have time to do my pour over. But I'll tell you, yesterday I did do a pour over with the future, and it was horrible.
Oh.
So today, I hope we can get into why I failed miserably with how that tasted. Because
Well,
I was really upset.
You normally like the future on if you do
On
an espresso?
Yeah, but this is why I'm interested in the grind, because I think it's more to do with the grind than it is the timing and the ratios, because I did listen to our guy, what's his name? Todd?
I forget. You sent it to me though, but I forget.
Him.
What is it?
And he was like, if you have boulders like versus like little pebbles, like it was really the coffee grinds were really chunky. It just clogs everything up. And I was getting frustrated. I was so frustrated yesterday. You know what? You know when you make your coffee and you're so excited about it, and the process takes you like 10 minutes because you're heating the vessel and you're making sure your crevices are out of your thing, and you measure it, and then you drink your coffee and it tastes like ass. That was like it ruined my morning.
Yeah.
So we need to come to the bottom of it. But today, espresso.
What did you do? Did you fight through it and drink it? Did you throw it away and make an espresso? What'd you do?
I drank it. The first sip was horrible. The second sip was less horrible. And then I eventually think just got used to how horrible it was, and I ended up enjoying it like halfway down.
That's like when you have a really shitty glass of wine.
You just grab the straw and finish it, huh?
Yeah, and by the end of it, you're like, that wasn't too bad. I think I'll have another.
No, you just squeeze the bag, Todd. What do you mean straw? Just
you mean you tip the box over, tip the box up. Yeah. Tip the box. Yeah. I was gonna quiz you. So at the beginning of what you're reading on the bag there, it talked about the process. And it said 2 pieces to the process. I want to quiz you and see if you know what they mean.
Well, anaerobic means that it was, I don't know what the protocol's called, but whatever that protocol's called, let's say it was done without oxygen.
Yes. And so what's the word before the anaerobic part?
Well, it wasn't. It was anaerobic honey.
Oh, it was afterwards. All right. Do you remember what honey means?
Honey is a
Honey
sweetener.
processed?
Yeah, is that to do with
No sugar. No sugar. That includes honey. Is that right?
Does that
No.
mean you take a bottle of honey and you just squirt it all over the beans?
That's what I would have guessed.
I can't remember
It's
what the honey.
got to be the honey. It's got to be the honey in the bear bottle, right?
Yeah, the
That's what you
bear.
mean?
Yeah.
The bear.
Where his head is the lid. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I don't remember the honey.
So the three processes, there's washed, there's natural, and there's honey. So washed is when you take the cherry and you clean it of all of the fruit or the meat from the bean before you dry it. Natural means that you dry it with the cherry still on it, all the fruit on it, and then honey, it's like you scrape it, but you don't completely clean it. So it's like in between.
It's like a little pulp on it.
A little bit of
the word
pulp
honey
on there.
doesn't have anything to do with actually using honey.
Nothing to do
That
with the
is
bear
confusing.
and anything.
Well,
Yeah,
I
I
have
can tell.
questions for
Who-
whoever named
Who
that.
can we
'cause that is-
contact to have
Yeah.
that changed? Because that's confusing. We should
Yeah,
call it
Yeah.
something
right.
different. Mhm.
That's why I couldn't
Yeah.
answer the question.
Yeah, that was it. That's because it's too confusing. That's
Mhm.
it. They make the test questions to confuse you.
Mhm.
Yeah, there's more than one right answer.
There's three right answers.
There's three right answers.
There's three
Well,
right
this-
answers. There's only one that's wrong.
It's clearly how they flesh out who actually really knows what they're talking about.
The alternative would be to call it sticky, and I don't think people would buy that.
Anaerobic sticky. I'm down.
Yeah, you want your anaerobic sticky coffee?
Anaerobic
Yeah.
sticky funky coffee.
Yes.
Yeah. Cody, when you start your coffee business, you have to have a sticky bean.
I'll do it.
Funky, fresh, sticky beans. I can't wait.
Well, instead
Yeah,
of funky,
perfect.
we can say stinky. So it can be a stinky, sticky.
Yes. Yep. It's a
Stinky,
novelty
sticky
item.
beans by
You can
Cody the Coffee Guy.
only get it here.
It's a limited roast.
Limited
A
roast. By limited,
sticky
we mean
roast.
one.
One. Yep. And then it goes out of business right after that. Speaking of that, Cody, what are you sipping on there?
I'm in a travel mug today. I have got Steady State. It's from San Diego. It's a single origin, Ethiopian, Sadamo. And it is it's not, definitely not. No, it's not sticky. It is chocolate covered cherries, rose, which I don't taste often ever, and honey. So, actual like the notes, like the actual taste of honey. Oh, and buttery is on there as well, which I actually do get surprisingly in this cup.
What's the roast?
It's light. It's super light. And I made this one as an Americano today.
Nice.
Are you traveling?
I'm at the gym. I'm coaching class.
Okay.
At 9:30.
I want to discuss the travel mug. I've made an upgrade, and I left my fellow behind because of the metal top and the fact that it tastes like metal when you drink out of it. And I found a new one. I was just trying to figure out what this one is called. It says like the brand ASO. I guess it's a BU or something like that. And the whole inside is ceramic, not just the bottom half of this. And I think I've found my travel mug.
What do you mean?
At home.
Is that it?
What do you mean the whole thing, not just the bottom half? They have them where it's half and half.
It looks like it has metal on the top.
It's just on the outside. The inside, so I can't turn it to show you or I'll dump out my coffee. But like Cody's, try and see right over the top of my thing.
Yeah.
You see Cody's, like the whole top of it is metal, especially that little splash guard in there. Now the bottom underneath that on Cody's is all ceramic, right? And so the goal of using ceramic in there is to not get the metally taste that you get from putting it in a Yeti or something like that. But unfortunately, it's all in ceramic in that thing, but then it comes out through the metal. And to me, it tastes like metal still. So I went online and went searching for one that was all ceramic on the inside, and mine on the inside. I don't think there you go.
Yeah.
Kind of at the top, like even where the top screws on, it's still ceramic.
How big is that relative to your hand? Oh, right.
I mean, it's a normal
and
size.
it has a travel top, like a lid that you drink out of. Oh,
I don't like drinking out of lids in general. But yes, it does have that capability if that was something that I wanted.
And who's the brand? Should we give a shout out to these geniuses?
Well,
yeah, because we've already just crushed Fellow and Yeti.
Yeah, I know, right?
Starbucks last time, right? Like, we're just knocking
taking them down. We're taking them down, guys.
Unlike this
corporate coffee.
ASOBU. I don't even want to attempt that. I'll say that wrong.
Asobu.
And then I think the coating, either the coating or something inside is called I don't know. It's too dark in here. I'm in a different zone. I'll have to turn on my phone flashlight to get to see here. Puramic is what I believe the inside. Puramic. That's the ceramic pure.
Since you're on the road.
It was a pour over. Had some gear for the pour over. Not too bad. This is a Guatemalan from Bridge Coffee Roasters, which is in Marysville, California. I don't know where that's at relative to where I'm current. I did not. I'm staying at Nick, who's in the Knowledge Pro. Ryan owns a place that he lives in that Pat and I are staying in. So
nice.
They had the setup for us. So not too bad. Didn't have to go to Starbucks this morning. Awesome. So I'm happy with that. What about you, Cabo? What are you drinking?
I just have, I ran out of the beans that I usually grind. So I just have like an Italian espresso roast that I put in my espresso maker. Nothing crazy, just like the backup staple.
What's the name of it? You have the name? Or is it Costco?
No, it's not Costco. I don't remember. It's not, it's like in the same, I would put in the same like categories like Illy,
Yeah,
it's one of those. I can't remember.
It comes in like a red, now it's a plastic tube. They used to make a metal and then you screw the top on, and luckily it's pre-ground.
No, it's not Folger.
Why does Illy taste really good when you're in Italy?
In Italy,
it tastes awful when you're not in Italy.
Do you think it's kind of like Guinness? I've never been to Ireland, so I've never had Guinness in Ireland.
But I'm gonna assume it's really good over there, and it's not good here.
No, but from what I've heard, it tastes completely different. That's what I've heard, and it's like delicious, and you get it in a bottle or whatever over here, and it's just not the same. So I wonder if it's similar. You go over to Italy, and it's just different. It's different. I don't know, but like I agree with you. I've had it over there. I'm like, this is so delicious, and then we're so excited to come back here and find it. And we got some from the grocery store. And we're like, it's not the same.
Probably and then you see it in a vending machine in the airport, and you're like,
Or the airport the flight attendant has a little Illy cup, and it's like, we serve Illy coffee, and you get it on the Delta plane, and you're like, no.
It's like a trap because you feel like you're getting something decent, but it's not.
Yeah,
it's the illusion.
The airline coffee, nope.
We already talked about this.
Yeah, nope. That's out. We're out. That's no good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you? Is that everybody?
I think we all
everybody.
We made it through. All right.
All right.
What did we? Anybody learn anything new coffee wise, or do we need to dive into your pour over, DT?
I learned how to make a bad pour over.
So tell us what'd you do? What'd you go through here?
Okay, so I think the problem, like I said, is the grind size, which is why I was like, can we discuss? Because I hear them say, oh, if it tastes like this, you need it to be finer. If it tastes like this, you need it to be more coarse. But that isn't enough for me. I'm like, well, I don't know what that taste is.
What's the like general recommended grind size for a pour over? Like compared to a French press?
Well, it depends too, because it depends on the bean. Because I know Stumptown is a go-to when I'm out, okay? And I use my Paulex grinder, which I know we click and we can change it, but I'm telling you, I don't know what the right clicks are for the size. So that's an experiment in itself. But when I used it at the setting with the Stumptown, the pour over came out so good. It had the nice bloom, it had bubbles, it tasted really good. I used the same setting for the black and white Future. It came out different. It came out more coarse, and the bloom was like almost non-existent. It almost just like went straight through because it was too coarse.
That's so weird that you used the same setting and it was so different.
I might have changed the setting a little bit.
Oh, now we're getting to it. Now we're getting to it.
I might have changed
We're starting to.
I don't know why. I did all the exact same stuff, but I just did the same stuff differently. I did all the same stuff, but just slightly differently.
I knew I was lying. I did the thing when you're a kid and you say something and you know it's a lie. And as I said it, I'm like, well, I've said it now.
Yeah, go feel my toothbrush. It's wet. It's wet.
Right,
yeah, it's wet.
Well, I brushed my teeth.
I don't know what to do with it.
I did leave it on the counter for about an hour, and then I put it in the microwave to heat it up. What else did I do?
Yeah.
So I did change it. I think I did change it a little bit, but I don't know how to use this. And I think the only way I can fix this is by not using it and getting a machine.
Where do you want it? How deep do you want to go? How deep do you want to go in your grind?
I'd like to know how to use this. First of all, I can see when I twist it, it just twists and nothing clicks. If I hold it, I get clicks, but it only clicks like one time. I've also had this like 12 years, so that might be. So what do you guys think? Do you think I should buy a automatic grinder where I can adjust the settings based on what I think I need? Cody, I'm looking at you, Cody.
It sounds like you need to upgrade, whether it's an automatic or it's a new hand grinder. You probably need a new one. Cody, I get more consistency with my hand grinder than I do with my middle of the road electric grinder.
Interesting. I mean, both burrs, but I don't know.
Yeah. Cabo asked a good question, and I answered it with so much confidence. But I'll be honest, I didn't know if that was the right answer. I was like, well, it depends. It's the bean, but I don't think it does. Right?
It does. It does
Okay.
depend, but not a ton. Like a ton. Like
I need
the grind size.
The grind size.
Gotcha.
But it's gonna it's going to be marginal, right? It's still within the same range. And so to your question of like what's different in grind size between like an espresso or a French press or a pour over, like espresso is going to be really fine, pour over is going to be middle, and then like French press is going to be more coarse. And so in that middle ground, you've got some wiggle room based on your beans.
So is the pour over similar then to like a drip coffee machine?
To some degree, and there's some techniques of it is a pour over is very similar to a drip coffee machine. The big difference is that they don't bloom. Like a coffee machine doesn't allow the bloom, right? Okay. And so there's some pour over techniques where you do the bloom and then you do one pour to do the whole thing, essentially like a coffee machine would.
Okay.
Correct, Cody?
Okay.
Yeah. The biggest thing is you have with a coffee machine, you have no control over anything, right? And so with the pour over, that's what you're trying to do is you're trying to use all the variables at your disposal to get exactly what taste you want out of it. Whereas with just a regular drip, you're going to get this pretty much the same taste every single time. Whatever comes out is exactly what you're getting every single time, and you can't change it. Whereas it's like, hey, this is supposed to have notes of rose and I don't taste that at all. Let me change something. And I may change the grind. I may change how much water. I may change how much time I bloom. I may change the filter, like whatever it is, to try to capture rose. And it may take 3 or 4 or 5 times. But that's kind of the nature of the pour over is typically you're trying to capture a certain flavor note or just complete complexity altogether. Just like I want all of the flavor notes. And so I have the most variables at my disposal to play around with that. Whereas with a drip, you don't get that.
So many variables.
You get what you get with the drip.
That's why I got
what you get.
Notebook. You get what you. So Cody, and Cabo and Todd too. When I'm pouring, right? There are.
I'll take this one.
This
I'll
one's
take
this
one,
one's for
guys. Go
Cabo.
ahead.
Yeah, this one's
Go
for
ahead,
Cabo.
Cabo.
I'll take this one.
When I'm pouring with my gooseneck kettle, there's an option. There's options, so you can do the little circles in the middle, and then just keep going until it blooms. You can hit the dark spots. You can go all over if you like. One, what is your preferred method? I know that it can change, but what's a preferred method if there is one? Two, the second question is, how long do you think the first pour should be? Is it 30 seconds? Is it 45? Do you ever go as long as a minute for your first pour? And does it depend on the water coffee ratio? A lot of questions. Anyone? I was waiting for Cabo.
Yeah,
Cody.
he wanted this one.
I was going to say a couple smart ass things, but then you kept making the question more complicated, and then I've forgotten.
You got
already.
so confused you couldn't even be a smart ass.
They kept coming to me.
Whenever I do a pour over, I like to put the coffee in the basket, and then I'll actually create like crop circles or whatever, like inside of my coffee. And those are going to be like the channels that I'm pouring in. Right. So like I'll have like a stick or something like that I will create the circles for. I like to go small concentric circles starting from the inside and going out. You put your
coffee in and then you make tracks with a stick and then you pour the water in those tracks.
So I have a glass rod that I use for my pure over, and I will put that in. The coffee will go on top. And then, I'm definitely not using my finger, right? And then I'll just take the rod and kind of like move it around in circles so that I know for a fact that I've got this perfect kind of spiral. Whoa, you don't have to do that, but that's what I do. And then I like to go small concentric circles from the inside to the outside with the water really low, because the higher up you're pouring, the more you're piercing through the coffee and you're creating channels.
Like holding it low.
Yeah, I try to keep it really, really low and kind of go right there. So the weight of the coffee is not piercing through and creating these channels. So I'll do that. And then typically I will go for 30 seconds on the bloom. Todd was talking about last time that he's been kind of playing around with how long he's blooming for and how many pours. But my most typical route is 30 seconds for the bloom. And then after that, I'll just kind of move to the process.
What is that? Do you do like an additional 2 pours for a certain time, or
it's typically two pours for me. Yeah. After the bloom, it's 2 pours.
So you do 30 seconds, then 90 seconds, and then
is it time or amount, Cody, that you usually
it's amount for me, but I'm trying to match them up, right? Like I'm trying to match the time with the amount. So like I'm watching the scale and I'm watching, how fast I'm pouring, and I'm trying to make sure that I'm not just overly dumping things in really, really fast. I'm trying to pour at a certain block so that the amount of water matches up with the time that I'm trying to get the coffee exposed.
And do you do like a 1 to 2 or a 1 to 3?
I typically like 1 to 3.
1 to 3. What are you asking? What are the numbers there? 1 to 3.
The coffee grams to the water. So if he has like 20 grams of coffee, his first pour would be 60 grams of water.
Oh, yeah. For the first pour or for the bloom?
Well, that's the first pour. The bloom, right?
Okay. Well, right. Okay. Yeah. 1 to 3 is typical, correct?
Mm.
Okay. And then after your 90 seconds, you're doing your second, you go to like 200 grams if you're starting at, you triple 60? So like you go 180 grams for your second pour?
Roughly, yes.
And then when do you do your third pour?
When do I do my third pour?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna pour. I will let that start to settle, and then what I'm looking for is, because the grind size matters, and obviously like how fast things are flowing through. I'm looking to see like the coffee start to look dry, right? Mm-hmm. And I'm not saying like it's going to be completely dry, but I am starting to look for there to be no puddles kind of sitting there. I'm waiting for it to kind of start to consolidate, and then I'll start that next pour. Right, as soon as I start to see that happen, I start the next pour.
I think I drowned my beans yesterday. I think I just had happy pours. You get a pour. You get a pour.
Yeah, and
Okay,
so like
thanks.
typically like if that happens, and it's the same with espresso. Like if you pull things out and then you see like, hey, like my portafilter's got water kind of stuck on top of it, right? Where I've kind of got this soup on top. It's telling you something. It's telling you that I've probably ground too fine, meaning the water can't be pushed through the puck. Same thing with the pour over. It's like I may have ground too fine and the water is not actually making it through. It's not actually filtering through fast enough, which means now you're overexposing the coffee. Or you have too much coffee, right? So that could be a thing as well. Maybe you didn't grind too fine, but you have too much volume, right? So now the water can't make it through there as well. And then for an espresso machine, I don't have enough pressure. The pressure is not pushing it through the puck fast enough. So you're kind of looking for those things, but there should be a natural, like really easy filter and flow through your bed of coffee so that you can know to start your next pour. Or like I said, if you're doing an espresso, that when you pull it out, it shouldn't have a soup on top of it.
Cody, that was really helpful.
Let's see how it plays the next time we're on to see if your funky pour over was not as funky as we want it to be.
I'm going to document it and I'm going to send you a video. That was super helpful. Thank you.
So
you want to know
where can I go to look for the ratios and the timing and all of that for this? Because I'm about to buy one of those and I'm going to try it soon.
If they're all over the place, and a lot of people have slightly different brew methods. So like if you order stuff, or if you order beans from PERC or something like that, they've got brew instructions on that. If you go to YouTube, you've got all kinds of different stuff there.
These
so
guys
it's going to tell me like ratio of like the grams to water and the time to let it sit and all of that. And then I just will put the Chemex on top of my scale and just use the scale as I'm pouring water.
And Chemex is a little bit different. And in fact, I'm gonna send both of you guys. I've got some different recipes for V60N for Chemex.
Okay. I like the Chemex because it makes multiple cups.
You can do bigger, bigger in one.
Yeah, and that's what I want.
The downside with the Chemex is it's breakable.
I broke 2. That's why I don't have any more. I smashed 2. Yeah. But these guys don't do, like, I looked up a video because a lot of other coffee brands actually do tutorials on the actual
their specific bean.
Yeah, and they did, but they didn't have one for the future. So I just winged it, and I put like 20 grams of coffee in, which I'm thinking was too many.
20 grams for your pour over?
Yeah, I know, but some are like 17, some are like 21, and I'm like, oh, I'll just go like kind of middle of the road.
So here's what I'm excited about. So the text it was a message that DT sent me that I sent to the rest of the group, and it's what we're doing through the holidays. What are we doing through our holidays?
Oh, did we just fast subject change?
Well, no, this is in line.
Oh, okay.
We're going to do the Onyx Advent calendar, coffee calendar. And so what's really cool about that is not only is there 24 days of coffee or 31 days, I forget, is it up to Christmas Day or is
Advent.
It's 24?
It's 24, okay. Yeah.
But what's neat is like every morning they will release a video of the brew guide for that bean. And so the grind side slightly different. The temperature is going to be slightly different.
That's cool.
Brew method is roughly the same, or at least it was last year. I'm sure there might be slight differences, but it's that part of it will be really, really fun because it'll be small tweaks based on the bean specifically, and they'll put out content for that. So
what is the brew method typically pour over?
It is, and it's a pour over. What's the I want to say what's a geometry? What's the not a V60? Why can't I think?
K-cup, a Keurig?
No, I know what you're talking about though. Yeah, I forgot the name of it.
What are you guys trying to think of? The name of a machine?
Yeah, the name of the thing.
The
apparatus. Yeah,
the apparatus.
It is. Let me see. I've got one pulled up on Amazon because I want to order one for this year. It is what is it? Let me see.
Are the serving sizes like a 1 serving every day, or what? How many cups?
It ends up being about 2. It's an origami.
I think it's 2.
Yeah, an origami shape. Yeah, an origami pour over, and it's like
the
2
squidgy one. Or is it the one with the wedges? It's like got wedges.
It's the wedges.
Okay.
No, this is not going to be good.
Oh yeah.
Like
okay. like a old school coffee filter.
So do we get to expense this to the Funky Fresh Coffee Club Nexonia?
Yes. As soon as this thing just starts bankrolling, we'll be able to expense this thing. Okay. If you guys need a scholarship, if you like, let us know. Maybe we can do a fundraiser.
Do you want to split one, Denise?
Yeah. I was like, let's just get in our expenses Monday before noon.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Cabo, do you guys want to share one? We'll all have 4 each.
Yeah, that'll be perfect. That'll be so much fun. 6 each. The great part is it'll get shipped to one person. We'll have to take it up, and then we'll send it out to each other.
That'll make it really fun.
Yeah.
But if anybody else that happens to watch this wants to do it, you should.
Yeah, we're gonna have to figure out how to do. We can't wait every 2 weeks to talk about it. We're gonna have to have like a 7-minute daily touch base to taste it and talk about it and drink it. We're gonna have to.
But if we all split it, well, then we won't have the same one to talk about.
And we're not splitting it. So
I know I'm getting about Christmas,
myself and Denise.
Well, if you guys, what you could do is you could live together for that month because there's enough for 2 cups. So you guys could just take turns on who's going to make it that morning, and then you could sit together and enjoy it.
Yeah, that does seem cheaper.
If you need to save $80, then yeah,
I'll fly up to that.
I'm gonna reach out to Onyx and be like, hey guys, we're doing this podcast. We're gonna do a whole month on your Advent thing.
We have 1 listener in Ohio.
We have many listeners. We're so exclusive.
You talk with that voice, you sound like Delilah right there. We might get some serious listeners.
Delilah. Give us some product. We'll promote you. You guys clearly need it. You need our help. Okay.
Yeah.
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go to the store and I'm gonna buy like 2 or 3 different coffee bags, and then I'm just gonna take little Ziploc bags and I'm just gonna do 24 servings. Perfect. And then I'll send that.
If you get not only the red plastic tub of coffee that you normally get, but also the blue tub. Which one's the blue one?
It's gonna be and then I'll actually use the big red plastic Folgers, but I'll empty all that out and I'll put all the little Ziploc bags in there as like it's
as kitschy. The Advent, like
it's
the Advent,
it's funny. Yeah.
What if we did that? What if we did that to Todd? We gave him an Advent calendar. There was nothing but crappy beans, and all month he's just drinking crappy coffee, trying to figure out what this is supposed to taste.
Wild cherries from
tastes like college.
Yeah. I went through last year. I starred all the ones that I liked. I tried to make a whole thing on it. Yeah, it was fun.
Well, Cody's got to go do the thing right now.
I got to go do the thing. It's class.
All right, squad.
Get him, Cody. Get him.
Well, that was a good one. We'll talk to you guys again soon.
I learned a lot today. Thanks, guys.
Me too.
Yeah, I'm excited to try the pour over.
Cups up. Where's your cup?
Grab your tea, Cabo. There you go.
Yeah, there we go.
Cheers.
All right.
Yogi.
Cheers.
All right.